Hello there guys, welcome back into yet another one with us, the Review Bros. My name's Aaron.
My name's Craig.
And today we've got a special one, as you've seen in the thumbnail, and that comes in the form of this one.
The Daily Driver by German Pharma and the Review Bros, Craig and Aaron on the front of the tub.
So guys, we're not going to take this one too seriously, just simply because we're going to come across very biased, because guess what? We formulated this one for a purpose. We're going to explain its strengths in this review, you know, just give you an understanding of what it does, what's in it, what it tastes like, blah, blah, blah. Give you all the usuals, guys, to decide whether it's going to be right for you. But we're not going to give it a 10 out of 10 as such score. We're just going to give you what it does to us, our honest thoughts and feelings on it. And who do we have to thank for formulating with us?
Thank you, German Pharma. We do appreciate it.
So yeah, we're going to go through the usuals, guys. Taste, price, label, and effects. Is it going to be the product you pick up next?
And if you're new here, please do hit the subscribe button, tick the bell icon, give the video a like, and let us know what you think of our pre-workout.
Appreciate it, guys. Cheers. First segment, the taste and the mixability, guys, and it comes in just the one flavour as of yet, and that is Cerebral Blast.
A blast to your mind.
As you can see in the photo there, guys, it's a mixture of berries, limes, you know, strawberries, blackberries, just a general fruit punchy mix sort of style thing, isn't it, really?
And you might say, guys, you normally say you hate fruit, but out of all the samples we tried, this one was banging. Yeah,
we tried 4 or 5 different types of ones, including candy ones. You know, we wanted that. We wanted, for this sort of pre-workout, literally, something you use daily, to be just something easygoing, natural tasting.
And appealing to the average Joe.
Whereas, what we found is, yes, we do honestly prefer candy flavours, but I wouldn't necessarily want to have a candy flavour every single day. I'd rather have a fruit, you know, a fruit juice.
It's a pleasant one.
Something easy on the tongue. That's why we went for this sort of flavour. And like Craig said, it was the best of the batches. So, yeah, let's do a taste test for you now. Mixability is about average, I'd say, maybe a bit better when it's mixed up in a shaker. It is 25.5 grams, which is well above average for a scoop weight, guys. So do bear that in mind.
And 2 rounded scoops gets you that serving size.
Yeah, so let's do this. It is good, like, again.
It's very unique as well, isn't it?
It is unique. It's not like, because I said the word fruit punch or something, it's not like that.
That does it a disservice, doesn't it, almost?
Yeah, it's like a bit of sourness, a bit of, like, guys, the truest thing I can honestly say is it's actually like, if you got those fruits
blended
and squashed them down, like literally pressed the fruit out of them, the juice out of them.
There's like 2 or 3 different flavour tones. There's like an upfront one, then a middle one, then a back end.
I like it.
You could drink it daily.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do it daily. Like, again,
easy.
I know it comes across as biased, but honestly, what would I give it out of 10? Probably like a 9.5, like I really would.
I would probably give it a 10, because this is, I just really like it. Like, there's not many that I like more than this, and that's the honest truth.
Yeah, guys, for the people that have actually bought this product and used it before we've reviewed it, what would come in handy is some honest, please be honest, scores down below in the comments. Then other people can come along and use this more like a forum, because we know, we're not silly. We know this is going to come across as a biased review because we formulated the product. But we're going to, like I say, explain exactly why we formulated it the way we had free choice to do so.
Yeah, we wouldn't put out something that we're not going to believe is a 10 out of 10, are we? So we would be idiots to come on here and be like, it's all right. So yeah.
But anyway, yeah, guys, if you comment your thoughts below, that would be appreciated.
Oh, and one more thing. A lot of people that have tasted this have been giving it 9s and 10s out of 10 on taste, just from what we've heard. And some of them even say it's the best pre they've ever tasted. So.
Yeah, it's very easy on the palate, especially considering you need to take it every day, and it's got all those ingredients in it. So, solid.
Right, let's talk moolah. How much is this special edition, rather efficient pre-workout going to set you back? Well, you head over to pro-hormones.co.uk where you can use our discount code RB10 or knock the price of this 20 serving tub, genuine full servings, down to £40.50.
Yeah, so a bit of history as to why we teamed up with German Pharma Pro Hormones, same company, guys. Obviously, we reviewed back quite a long time ago their testosterone and ectosterone, and they were one of the very first companies to release that product. Now everyone and their dog's got testosterone out. Had really good results off that, and we enjoyed some of their other products as well. So we was like, yeah, let's team up with these guys. Guess what? We got free reign with the ingredients, free choice. Why not? Why not? And that's why we built this bad boy. And it does come out more pricey than a normal pre-workout. There's no denying it. The scoops are a lot heavier than the normal. You do get a lot in there, and we'll get into that in the label section. So that's our justification for it. Not to mention, guys, the price of living generally is more expensive nowadays. So all pre-workouts are going up in price. We've seen that, haven't we, over the years?
It's a trend.
So yeah, when you use that discount code, it knocks it down to £40 and 50 pence. Do the math on that, guys. Your 20 servings, obviously it is a 40-20. We always go by the maximum serving. That's the name of the game here at Review Bros, and it always will be. £2 and 2 pence per serving, per maximum serving, which actually on our pricing scale comes out at a 3 out of 10. So it is more expensive than an average product. But, you know, we always use this justification when you've got stacked formulas at expensive prices. It's your Ferraris, it's your Lamborghinis, it's your Porsches, you know, of course it's going to be more pricey. So, yeah, I think that's the reasoning behind that.
We hope the label will justify that as well, and do bear in mind that the 40 serving claim is just for beginners, because it says on the side here, beginners 1 scoop, advanced 2 scoops. So we're not trying to play the whole 40 servings game, we're just saying that you can do 40 servings if you're a beginner.
Absolutely, and personally, I'll get into this a bit more in the effects section, I personally like to do a scoop and a half.
Yeah.
Because I do think 2 scoops is overkill. That's just my personal. So yeah, 30 servings, so it actually works out a lot more economical, should we say, for really good dosages as well. You'll be able to do the math in the label section. So without further ado, let's get into that one for you guys.
All right, let's see what these Review Bros have done with this label then. So 2 scoops gets you that 25.5 gram serving amount, a hefty bugger, and it's been broken down into several different elements of the pre-workout, just for the ease of the consumer so they can see what they're getting. First up is the pump and hydration matrix, L-citrulline pure at 8 grams.
Which is a very, very good dose, guys. It's, you know, it's probably one of the most stacked on the market. Obviously, we have seen 10 grams, but by that point, a lot of people ain't digesting it. 8 grams is super solid, especially when the daily minimum is like 4 grams. So you're getting double, guys, for pumps, nitric oxide production, blood flow, vascularity, you know, the whole works, really.
Yeah, and that just follows on from what Aaron said earlier, where we have purposely made it overkill to the point where 1 scoop and a half will still do the job. Then we've got L-taurine at 1500 milligrams.
Which is for hydration, electrolyte balance, general energy production, guys, bit of everything. Obviously, it's going to work with the pump as well.
Lovely. Pink Himalayan salt, 300 milligrams.
Which is in there for the muscle contraction element. You know, you want to get in there with your contractions, get that mind in the muscle, draw in the moisture, the nutrients, the blood into the muscle cell, you know, by hyperhydration. Really get things firing, guys, and again, more pumps.
Lovely, jubbly. Then we've got a Mento pump, a registered ingredient, 200 milligrams.
Which is a new ingredient on the market, guys. There's not many pre-workouts out there that use it. The reason we put it in there is because we have used it in the past and we had really good results with it. Obviously, it helps with vascularity, vasodilation, getting things into the muscle, getting things really flowing. And again, obviously, as the name says, pumps. But it's got a whole host of health ingredients as well. You know, it's an antioxidant. It helps with just general bodily health and function.
Yeah, one of those ones that covers a lot of bases, and 200 milligrams is double the normal clinical dose of 100. Then we move into power and endurance matrix, 4 grams of beta-alanine.
Which we like. You know, you guys, you know we love that. We put 4 grams in Rect Extreme for a reason, and we've done the same here. We want that beta tingle, you know, the real kicking of itchiness and scratchiness to get, you know, your mind amped up, that sense of urgency, the sense that it's kicking in, and even more so with a daily driver to really give it that edge, that difference compared to other daily driver type pre-workouts on the market. And it gets you to that point of boosting endurance at a quicker rate than other pre-workouts as well. So that's the reason we did that.
Nice. Like you said, we've always said daily drivers really benefit from beta-alanine because it kind of gives you that sense of something strong kicking.
Yeah.
Then we've got betaine anhydrous, 3 grams.
Which again is above the clinical. We normally see it in pre's at like 2 to 2.5. So we've gone over the top there on purpose for, you know, it's just everything really. And when I say everything, it's pumps, it's hydration, it's performance, endurance, athletic performance there. It's also been shown to have nootropic and focus benefits. It really is a jack of all trade, and we wanted to really maximise it there.
Nice, and that's a good point, just lead me into my next point, which is, so although we've broken this label down into these different compartments, a lot of these ingredients can fall into more than just one.
Yeah, they can, and that's why it really they tie in nice.
Yeah, and then we've got, wrapping off this one, with creatine HCl, 1500 milligrams.
Which is the daily dose, guys. I know a lot of people do get confused with this. Obviously, a lot of people look for 5 grams, but you'll be looking for 5 grams of creatine monohydrate, which is a good form of creatine. We just didn't want to pack up the scoop too much and make it too too big to digest and all the rest of it. Not to mention, some people, and we've heard it quite a few times in our Instagram DMs, do struggle with digesting creatine monohydrate. And in fact, I don't digest it all too well. I digest creatine HCl a lot easier, a lot better. It's a lot less on the stomach. You know, it helps with stomach pH levels, all the rest of it. And 1500 milligrams actually, by the time you absorb it and its bioavailability, it works out to the same amount of creatine as 5 grams of creatine monohydrate. So that's the reason we've done that.
Absolutely. And with it being a daily driver, obviously you're going to be using it more often than not. So you'll just simply not take your creatine supplement on days you take this, right?
Yeah, and obviously, guys, I haven't actually mentioned what creatine does, but it's one of the most researched ingredients in the world. You know, it's been shown to help with power output, strength, pumps, endurance, you know, all the goodies that can come with it.
Yeah, so these last couple of ingredients in that blend do actually play into the pump side of things too. Then we've got Focus and Mood Matrix, 2 grams of L-tyrosine.
Which is a very good dose, guys. Again, double what we'd normally see. It's the amino acid responsible for cognition, clarity, concentration.
Nice. Then we've got Alpha GPC, 50% at 1 gram.
Which is the largest dose we've seen on the market. Forgive me if I am wrong, but it's, you know, it's a hefty dose. Choline type that helps with the brain, it helps with the focus. It's going to really get you in the tunnel vision state that you need to be in, especially when it concerns a daily driver, because we wanted it to rival the focus that can come with, you know, some of these illicit pre-workouts, but without the health side effects that can come with some of these more negative ingredients, shall we say.
The more risky ones. Yeah, Alpha GPC has always been a good one for us. We thought, why not use it? Yeah, use it at a mega dose. Same what we've done with the L-citrulline up there and beta. Then we've got Rhodolia rosea, 200 milligrams.
Which we really like for its stress relief, its anti-anxiety, and in turn, that's only going to lead to mood elevation. And actually, thankfully, that's what a lot of users of this pre-workout have reported back, just the good vibes.
Very nice. Then we've got Huperzine A, 300 micrograms.
Which is dubbed the learning chemical. It obviously helps with neural connectivity within the brain, helping you focus, helping you learn, helping you really concentrate on your workout.
Lovely. It's always been shown to synergise quite well with choline types to basically boost its effects and make it last longer as well. So we really pushed the focus side on this pre, didn't we?
Yeah, we obviously had to because we didn't go as hard on the stimulants, but we wanted it to feel like the brain was truly stimulated and woken up.
Hence the flavour name Cerebral Blast. Then we've got Energy and Alertness Matrix, 200 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous.
Which is a nice amount, a couple of cups worth of coffee, guys. Obviously, that's low compared to other pre-workouts from just the caffeine anhydrous standpoint. A general speed kick in of energy and stimulation.
Yeah, then following that up, we've got Theobromine, 150 milligrams.
Which again is in there for some more stimulation. It is quite a mild stimulant, guys, so it's something you can take on a daily basis. That also helps with mood elevation.
Yeah, it will pair nicely with that caffeine. Then we've got caffeine citrate, 75 milligrams of caffeine yield, 150 milligrams.
Which is nice. So it tops up the caffeine to 275 from that. Caffeine citrate we liked simply because it's a faster acting energy source. So it gives you that sense of urgency and really lets you know the pre-workout's kicking in. We've always found it seems to, you know, emphasise the beta-alanine kick as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say that actually. It seems to come in around the same time, don't it? Then we've got decaffeine malate, another 75 milligrams of caffeine yield, 100 milligrams total.
Which is nice. So it tops it up to 350 milligrams of caffeine, which I would honestly call a daily driver amount by today's standards, guys. You know, it's decaffeine malate, it's a slower acting version, which we thought was very important with a daily driver, simply because after training, you know, a lot of us have other things to do. So it keeps you in a nice state of energy for a longer period of time, which is always good.
Indeed, so you'll come off smoothly and it will sort of push those nootropics along into the rest of the day.
And it's our famous caffeine trio, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny, actually, we obviously released a caffeine trio in Rect Extreme, the 3 different kicking stage factors of caffeine. And actually, funnily enough, since we've done that, we've seen a lot more pre-workouts come out. So guess what? We must have known what we was doing.
Yeah, honestly, genuinely, loads are doing it now. Then we wrap off with the absorption matrix, very important. Estrogen, 50 milligrams, bioperine, 5 milligrams.
Yeah, so nice. Both help with absorption in different pathways, but ultimately, we've always said it, and we will always say it, that the digestion of this pre-workout is very important. And that's simply because, guys, you do only have a 30-minute window for it to do so. You need to really maximise what you're getting into the system, or else it's just wasted.
True that. So very comprehensive label, covering every element you'd want, really, right?
Yeah, and I do hope that people enjoy that label. Obviously, I know I know that pretty much everyone does because it's hitting all areas. And I do hope, you know what, guys, it really does sort of justify that cost because it is double the norm. And what I really want people to do, whilst looking at this label right now, is truly do the math, halve it, or take away 25% if you're doing a scoop and a half. And guess what? You're still getting 6 grams of citrulline, etc., etc., etc. You're still, you know, you're still getting more than normal.
Yeah, and this could easily double as a nootropic as well. I mean, minus off the pump formula and the beta-alanine, what it does to your mind, you know, you could use this to study or, you know, just concentrate on any other daily activity outside of the gym.
So that's why we designed it the way we did, guys. It's true, we could have added more in, but we, you know what, in the trial session, this was just the perfect one, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
And we had a range, access to a large range of different samples that we'd formulated. This one ticked all the boxes for us, honestly.
Yeah, people might ask you, why didn't we use glycerol? Tell them.
Because there's too much risk of it clumping up, especially if you're, you know...
In summer too.
Yeah, the risk is just outweighs the reward. And not to mention, guys, the pumps, it's only going to be in the effects section. The pumps are already maximised, aren't they?
We never felt at any stage, oh, we need to add glycerol, it's not good enough.
So yeah, it's daily driver vibes, and that's why it's called the daily driver. So guys, any questions, honestly, just shoot them down below. We'll answer them. You know, we're open and honest with this sort of thing. We just think it's a very good formula, and that's why we've done it that way. And yeah, I appreciate you guys checking the label out. Let's get into the effects. Okay guys, it's time for the effects of the Daily Driver, brought to you by us and German Pharma, and we've got them to thank for, you know, collaborating on this with us. And I know a lot of you guys out there will just skip to this effects section, and it's something I briefly touched on at the beginning, sort of in the middle of this review as well, is that this review is going to come across as biased. Of course it's going to.
We're on the tub.
Yeah, it's gonna. So we are gonna just talk to you guys about it from
personal experience,
our own absolute true life usage, why we built it the way we did, and how it actually does come together in the real world. And you know what? We're not going to necessarily give it a score out of 10 because we'll leave that to you guys. And what I will say is to anyone out there who's already bought the product, obviously a big thank you and much love sending your way. Do drop down your honest thoughts in the comments below because that will give a more
well-rounded picture
to anyone coming and viewing this review, you know. And even if that is a negative review, you know, we haven't yet heard any negative reviews, but that being said, if you've got a negative review, leave it below. We're not going to delete it. You know, that's the name of the game here at Review Bros. We've always wanted our channel to be a forum for people to come along and put their own personal experiences in the comments below. So then it's, as Craig says, the full painting. But anyway, let's crack on with how it actually works for us. Beta-alanine, tell him about that.
Well, it's in here at 4 grams. We've got 2 digestive aids to really make it kick in strong. And guess what? It does kick in strong. We're talking 9, 10 out of 10 on the tingle scale. It gives you that immediate sense of urgency. And what comes in with that? That nice kick of caffeine citrate, right?
Yeah, it comes in nice. You feel a wave of urgency. That's the best way to put it. For this pre-workout, for us, it's always lit the brain up, fired us up pretty much, you know, within 10 minutes of taking the product. And that energy is consistent every time we've used it. And quite obviously, guys, we've used this way more than an average pre-workout.
I've gone through a whole tub.
Yeah, and we've done some samples and whatnot before obviously getting to the market level. So it's been very consistent. The energy is very, very smooth, very, very stable. And it lasts very nicely for the absolute minimum as long as your training session is, but it also carries on really nicely after. It gives you that mood elevation. That alpha GPC, and I've said this before, has always been something that's given us a very good mood elevation. You know, that just happy feel. It gives you a desire to want to crack on with other activities after your training, whether that be go to work, whether it be, you know, clean out your car, your room, whether it be study, whether it be, you know, anything really. And then it just continues. Tell them about the other element we look for, the pumps.
The pumps kind of play in with the focus, like you mentioned, that gram of alpha GPC, and that's not even mentioning all the other focus ingredients. They really do create that mind-blown situation where you're super dialed in. And because of that, you're also super dialed into the muscle when you're training it. So we're talking hard, dense, grainy contractions paired up with all the pump ingredients as well. That's going to swell you up. So pumps, easy 10 out of 10.
Yeah, and again, you know, that's the truth. If you look at the focus with the pump package, I'm not, you know, it's going to, again, you're going to have to take what we're saying with a grain of salt as such, because I know a lot of people will think we're biased, but they are definitely in the top 3 pump products I've ever taken, ever, because they are so nasty.
It covers all the bases, and like we said, like we didn't feel the need to put glycerol in there because the pumps are already some of the best we've ever had, so there was just no need.
We just didn't want the risk of clumping either. And actually we did try samples with glycerol in it, and I'll be honest with you, they didn't really make any difference at all. So we decided to go forward with that, and that put in more focus ingredients, because we've always, if you go back to a lot of our reviews, I've always said, and it will come out in the future, that focus ingredients are better for pumps than pump ingredients. That sounds crazy.
Activate the muscle.
You just get in there. Once you're in the zone with the muscle, you're laughing.
Yeah.
And then the third element of the pre-workout, which is exactly something we wanted to do, was the focus. The reason we've stacked a gram of alpha GPC, and you won't see that on the market elsewhere, at least as far as I remember or know, and please forgive me if I'm wrong, that gets you so dialed in that we've had people come to us and say, guys, what's hidden in the label?
Yeah, genuinely, we've got screenshots of messages saying
hand
that
on
from
heart.
Several people, but they're, you know, it's going to vary from person to person depending on how stim tolerant you are. But do remember, we've made this with a purpose, haven't we, for serious lifters.
Yeah, the caffeine released at different stages, you know, we're seeing that in other pre-workouts now. Ever since we've done it in Rect Extreme, you know, we've seen it more and more and more, and you can't really beat a tri-stage caffeine kick-in because there's just no missing, is there? It's just...
There's no peaks and troughs. You come up smooth and nice, you come down smooth and nice, and then the nootropics last for most of the rest of the day.
Yeah, so endurance as well is something that people have commented on. It's something we notice. You just want to keep going and going and going, and it doesn't let you down. It really doesn't. The energy is smooth. It's not a slap in the face one. For people comparing it to Rect Extreme, I think the best way of saying it is, you know, it's an analogy, I guess, would be that it's like comparing this
a roast dinner for its spiciness.
Yeah. It's not a stim junkie product, quite obviously. It's a daily driver. That's why it's got, you know, a reasonable amount of caffeine, but it truly focuses on the pump and the focus ingredients. It's not, you know, it's not a rocket ship. It's something that will take you, which you can only use, you know, obviously you can only use a rocket ship once, and it's got a refuel, come back, all the rest of the messing around. It's like a nice train, you know, it'll keep you going to destinations all day, every day, for the whole year, forevermore. You know, that's how it's designed.
It'll keep you on track and it won't derail you, is what Aaron's saying.
Yeah, it's kind of like comparing a train to a rocket ship.
Yeah.
People are trying to do that, and I understand why, of course they do, but it's not designed for that.
That has a purpose, this has a purpose.
So for me, I'd give the energy on this one an 8. It's not crazy strong.
It's mostly bolstered up by those nootropics as well to enhance that caffeine.
A really nice 8 out of 10 though, a smooth 8 out of 10. The focus and the pumps, for me, and probably you, they're 10s. They're easy 10s. Yeah. And you look at the label and you know why they're 10s. Then when, like I said, we had full reign of these ingredients and what we put in, and this was how we... Literally how we design our pre-workout.
Yeah, well, we've tried, you guys know at this point, hundreds of pre's. We've tried individual ingredients, we've tried different combinations of ingredients, we've studied all these ingredients. So, yeah, we'd like to think we know what we're doing to some degree. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what we chose.
And obviously, guys, this is there to rival the likes of Gorilla Mode pre-workout, Greg Doucette's pre-workout, you know, Chris Bumstead's pre-workout. The daily drivers, hostile subs. Hostility, that, you know, the ones that are not pushing down the stimulant sides, but they're giving you everything else you need.
Well-rounded bodybuilder focus pre's, which this also is, and we said this before, but we believe that R1 truly is a daily driver because we don't have any grey area ingredients, you know, urea gerensis or anything else along those lines. It's just caffeine and theobromine, so you could take it daily easily. And what we're going to say about that caffeine dose, just for people concerned.
That's an easy amount to take, guys. I know some people, not many at all, have said 350 is a bit much. And I would say that if you're focusing on your pre-workout needs, then you shouldn't be necessarily taking Coca-Colas all day, Red Bulls, Monsters, Bangs, Reigns. Teas, coffees, you know. You would just take that 350 caffeine. Obviously, the recommended daily allowance from a safety point is 400. We're under that, aren't we? And you can still probably get another coffee on and be on the safe side. But my point is, you want to make, if you take, it's a very serious pre-workout for bodybuilders, professional athletes, you know, people who really enjoy what they do and do it with a purpose. It's one of those things you'll be focused on, isn't it? That point of training. You wouldn't necessarily want all these other stims throughout the whole day.
Yeah, and it is also staggered release caffeine. So I know you're still taking a total of 350 in, but it's not hitting your adrenal glands all at once. It's sort of drip feeding it in, which is going to make it less harsh on the system. And also beginners, I would say, would be fine with this, but like it says on the tub, start with a 1 scoop and work up to the max serving. And what we touched on before is you can easily get away with 1.5 scoops and get 30 servings out of this because we overdosed the label.
Yeah, do the math on the dosages, guys, and you'll see that actually it's still stacked at 1.5 scoops. Really is
sufficient. And that's also for you guys that are concerned with that caffeine. You know, there's very few of you that are, but if you want to take a lower
I think a scoop and a half, I'm doing this off the top of my head, I think it's like 275. Yeah. It's around that ballpark.
Which is like a strong energy drink.
Yeah. So there we go, guys. For me, energy, really solid, consistent, smooth.
Healthy. No negatives.
Yeah. No high heart rate, negative, sickness, or any of that. No crash, none of that. Pumps, focus, absolutely freaking unreal. Endurance and mood elevation, they're extras, also fantastic.
They all sort of play into one another because you're mood elevated because you're pumped, and you're pumped because you're focused, and then you make gains because of that. So it's kind of like a holy trinity of happiness.
Yeah, and it gets better and better because the creatine builds up, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
We've often said a lot of these pump ingredients, if you take them on a daily, like L-citrulline you're supposed to, etc, etc, beta-alanine at the uprated dosage is going to kick in better for the endurance. It just gets better, so that's the truth. That's how we've discovered it anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, so we feel it genuinely is a daily driver, healthy. You can take it most of your training days through the week, you know, every day if you really wanted to. Every day.
And we'll always suggest, for people out there who say you can't take stimulants all the time, yeah, you do still need a stim break every now and again. For us personally, after every 3 to 4 months, we take off a week, week and a half to 2 weeks. That's just what we'll always do. And I'd do that even if I was not on pre-workout at all and I was just taking a couple of coffees or a Red Bull a day. You know, that's the whole point in caffeine. You're supposed to eventually come off. So it's the most pure daily driver pre-workout you're going to get on the market.
Yeah, don't get us wrong, we definitely toyed with adding more stims, but the more we toyed with it, the more we thought, no, it's going against the name. You know, it's going to take away from the fact it's a daily driver, so we can't.
Not much more can be said, guys. Please leave your thoughts and feelings down below, and we really appreciate you guys. Anyone that's bought it, anyone that's looked at it, anyone that's considered buying it, anyone that buys it in the future, anyone who's said a word about it, we appreciate you. And we even appreciate the negative comments, because you know what, in the future potentially there is a chance for us to build something even more ultimate. But at this point we just struggled to do so, didn't we?
Yeah, we're very happy with it. We wouldn't, like Aaron said, but there's nothing we'd change now. And we also, again, just want to thank German Pharma for approaching us for this collaboration. It just seemed to make a lot of sense, and we're chuffed with how it come together.
Yeah, so appreciate you guys watching. Any questions, drop them down below. You know, we'll always be here to help you guys, and that's what we're going to keep doing. So thank you so much. And as always,
stay
daily driving.